What's going on, guys? Robby here. Hope you're doing fantastic. In today's video, I got something really cool to share with you. I got my good friend Brad here with me, and we're here at his shop at Rock Bottom Off-Road in California to talk about everything when it comes to trucks, when it comes to custom vehicles, and talking about business as well. I got my good friend Brad with me. Brad, what's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm so excited to be here. And the reason why I'm excited is I think it was over a year ago, I think we got connected, right?
Pretty much a year ago, yeah.
Pretty much a year ago, yeah. And it all kind of happened because, as you guys have been following my channels and social media, as you guys know, I love trucks, right? Not only do I like having success online, but all that good stuff, but I love trucks. Something about them, classic trucks, custom trucks, one-of-one type trucks. And I'll tell you the story. I was on YouTube, and I'm just searching, different things. And I think I searched like a Hellcat Power Wagon, right? Yep. And the first video that popped up, Brad, was that blue and white one you guys did. And I think it was for Autotopia LA.
Autotopia, yeah.
Autotopia. Yep. And I remember seeing that thing, and I'm like, that is the most insane truck I've ever seen. And I think somehow I found out, I reached out to the website, I found you, and then we started chatting. And here we are today in your brand new shop, which is amazing. Man, how's it feel to be in a brand new shop?
This shop is pretty big for us.
Yeah.
But we brought upholstery in-house.
Yep.
We filled it up in 2 months somehow. And we're still trying to organize things and get it good.
Yeah, which is amazing, So you guys, and I want to go into your background, how you kind of got started with Rock Bottom, and because I think it's important for anyone watching too, not only to hear about the trucks and everything, but also like your background, your story, because I'm always curious, like how did you get into this? So if you want to start with just kind of your background and how you kind of started Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom started with Jeeps.
Okay.
Me and my brother do them out of the garage. My other brothers were involved in it, and then my buddy had a little 900 square foot place.
Oh, wow.
So I rented that, and I did bolt-on stuff. And probably a year after that, I did 69 Blazer.
Okay.
And then that pretty much got the next Blazer, next Bronco, and then Jeeps kind of funneled out, and then I just stayed with classic trucks.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. And so you started with Jeeps, started with 900 square foot space, and then now you're in, what's the square footage in this one?
20,000.
20,000. So you went from 900 to 20,000. And how many years was that?
10 years. That's a long time, but yeah.
Okay.
10 years.
Awesome. No, it's amazing. And so, what got you into Jeeps in the beginning?
Actually, my stepdad got me into Jeeps. He gave me my YJ, and then I put lift kit on it, go out to Hammers, and just loved it from there.
That's amazing.
All of our friends did it, still do, but we have rock buggies that we do for fun now.
Yeah.
But we love doing classics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So obviously you were a truck enthusiast, off-road enthusiast, Jeep enthusiast. But what was the big leap for you? Because there's a lot of people like Jeeps, there's a lot of people like off-road stuff, but not a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, let me turn this into like an actual business. So
nobody was doing it around our area anyway. You had to travel. I don't want to mention names, but you had to travel 45 minutes, and we had a small niche in Woodcrest, California. So we just did it there, grew it, and then pretty much came from another building right here and then moved over here.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So really it was just like, hey, you saw an opportunity and you're like, hey, I think we can make some money here. I think we can serve a market, and that was the main driver of it.
Yeah, because up in Woodcrest, it was shocking how many Jeeps there were. And then our logos were on everything 2 years later.
Oh, no way.
Every Jeep.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy.
Wow. So how did it get to that point though? How did you do your marketing to make it so that everyone was using your stuff?
I didn't. It was word of mouth up there.
Wow.
I didn't have the money to market.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I know social media is free. Sure. I'm not a big social media guy, but
we're working on it.
Trying. But yeah, it's just word of mouth and spread pretty quick.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So you got into the Jeep world, and then what was the next step for you? So obviously, now you're building so much stuff other than Jeeps, right? You're building, Power Wagons and Blazers and Broncos, and you got a G-Wagon behind us here. What made you say, hey, I've kind of tapped into the Jeep market, now I need to expand into other types of vehicles?
It's just what we've always loved. We loved the old trucks. Yep. My dad had one. And then when we started building them, you'd have to work with the rust, and then the frames would be bad, and then we were like, okay, we're just gonna make our custom chassis, make our own suspension, just do everything from scratch. And it sped up the process and actually made us grow faster.
Okay.
I do leaf spring trucks. Like the one right out there. It's a handful of them. We put coilovers, rad flow. I mean, tuned and valved to our trucks just the best of the world.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's amazing. Yeah, I think one of the things unique about your so this is what I think I love, is the fact that your product is so unique compared to anything else out there in the
Yep.
market, right? And so there's a lot of guys that will do conversions. They'll throw they'll put it on an older chassis or things like that. But you're like, you know what? We're not doing that. We're going to screw that. We're actually going to build our own chassis. We're going to build our own frame. We're going to actually make this fully custom, which I think separates you from a lot of other people out there. So that's a good lesson too, guys, in business and anything. It's like, if you have a product, and you have other people that are building trucks or other people that are building in your competition, like what differentiates you from everybody else out there? And right now, what you've done is you've done that, right? Because I haven't seen anybody else that's doing what you're doing with these vehicles, which is super cool. And so was that like, what was that transition point though? Like, I guess, like, walk me through this. Like, you've been doing this for 10 years. You started at
longer than 10 years.
But you started at 900 square foot space, and then from here to 10, right? So what was that time period? Was it like in the first 3 years you things started to take off? In the first 5 years things started to take off? Or what was that, like, that point where you're like, man, we got something good here?
I mean, to be honest, 2020, we blew up there.
Okay.
Because I had to go from that, and then we took over the whole property, which is 1.5 acres and like 7,000 square feet.
Yep.
But 2020 to 2022 was just non-stop. And I know the word, but the COVID word.
Yep.
We didn't slow down. We quadrupled somehow.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of the manufacturers around here quadrupled.
Wow.
Which they all said 2024, we're probably going to go back to normal. That's basically how it was.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, because there's a lot in California. A lot of manufacturers are in California too, right?
We're in the epicenter of everybody.
We're in the sweet spot, which is awesome. So that's amazing. So, what about like, so you had the journey here. You've obviously moved into a 20,000 square foot space. Things are rocking and rolling. Things are amazing. But was it just like a straight line to success for you?
No.
Everything just sunshine and rainbows?
Nope, not even close.
Okay, so what were some setbacks for you that you remember?
It was never customers. It was always people.
Sure, people. Yep.
This manufacturing world is so hard. And to get good guys that is going to stick around, because you can train somebody to be really good.
Yep.
You give them all your secrets.
Yep.
They're going to be an entrepreneur and go out and do their own thing.
Sure.
You can't get mad at that.
No.
So I stay friends with them because they still do stuff for me.
Yep.
Better deal.
Yep.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
It's the guys, though.
The guys. Yeah.
You have to have a good team.
Yeah.
And we have a small team. I mean, 20,000 square feet is big. And we have 10 guys. Well, upholstery, we have 6. But we still need 4 more. And that's a full-time job to find 4 more.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Yeah, I think people and team members are always the biggest roadblock for businesses for growing and scaling. I think, but it's also one of the things that differentiates you from everybody else, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to deal with people, but like you realize, and I love what you said there too, where you're like, hey, these people, we teach them, we train them, and they go and they do their own thing, and that's, some people will get resentful of that, but you're just like, you know what, that's cool, good luck, I wish you the best, and we'll still be friends, which I think is super important,
And we try the trade schools. We try to take the kids out of trade schools and come here.
Yeah.
A lot of the trade schools, they teach you to just do this one little cubicle welding.
Yeah.
We just don't need that or want that, because we give you the freedom to just build a career out of it. You really could.
Yeah. And in trade schools, they're probably not having you work on a badass power wagon with a Hellcat in it, right? Probably not. That's awesome. So Brad, what do you say would be like, some of the lessons you've learned over the past 10 years, like doing what you've been doing with Rock Bottom? Like, what are some things that, like, because we have a lot of people that watch our channels and stuff that are whether they're into trucks or they're just into business, and people love talking different types of businesses, because you can always learn from different industries. So what are like some lessons you've learned that have really like moved the needle forward, or you're like, man, I definitely I will avoid that mistake and not do that ever again?
You try to bring everything in house.
Everything house. I love it.
Because you can control everything.
Yep.
If anybody's watching that owns a shop, there's no way you never have paint problems.
Yep.
Upholstery problems that you have to then take it back. Just if you outsource anything, you either have to have that person on your side, and not to put you first, but just to respect it.
Sure.
That's the best thing about the business.
Yeah, that's a great advice.
Because the people that make our aluminum arms, Julian at Summit Machine, best lady ever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Quick turnaround times.
Yep. So now, what would you say, like, say someone's starting brand new in any business, right? We're just talking about any business here. Like, do you think it's good for them to start building in-house with their departments first, like their sales team or their marketing or whatever it may be, or do you think, hey, outsource stuff first? Maybe, in the online world, it'd be like an agency or something like that, right? In your space, it's like, okay, I'm going to a different shop, an upholstery shop, like. Do you think it's better to be like, hey, we're going to build everything in-house to begin with? Or is it like, hey, we should start a little bit more conservative, outsource what we outsource, learn from that, and then bring it in-house?
That's exactly what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what you did. Okay.
Yeah. You didn't have the machines. You couldn't afford like a dragon to cut out all your tubing or plasma tables, lasers, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You can't do that at the beginning, so you have to rely on to the outsourcing.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
But there's, like I said, this area, there's a lot of people that are in this industry that make it easier.
Yeah.
Still hard, but they make it easier.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of that too, I mean, let's talk about networking. So, has networking played a huge role in like the success of your business? Like knowing other people in the industry and relying on people or doing cross promotions, things like that?
That's the only thing that works.
Okay.
You have to network, otherwise you're just never known.
Yeah.
You network with other companies, they don't do that kind of business, that they'll send them to us. And likewise, like Jeeps, I don't do Jeeps anymore, but 2 doors down, my friends have a shop.
Okay.
They get all my Jeep stuff.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we share that type of thing. They do stuff for us because we still need them on our builds.
Yep.
And that's what we do.
That's amazing. So, and I think that's great because you literally started, Jeeps were like the main thing you were doing, and now you've grown it to a point where you're like, hey, listen, our business isn't there anymore. We don't do Jeeps. So now you've given that, you've helped outsource, give that business to other people, and and that's amazing. And I think that's a good lesson too, guys. So when you have a business and you start with something, a core product or a core service, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it may not be that core service anymore. You may have outgrown what you started with, which is perfectly fine. And so it's a good lesson to kind of keep in mind. So as far as other stuff, let's talk about what do you think? What was the decision that made you say, hey, we got to get into this 20,000 foot space now?
Upholstery.
Upholstery, yeah.
About upholstery in house.
Yep.
10,000 square feet's big.
Yeah.
But 10,000 square feet with what we do is not very big.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a select few vehicles a year. 20,000 gives you the space to just work it all out.
Okay, awesome. Now, was it scary to go into a bigger space like this, to literally double your space?
It's scary to move anywhere.
Okay.
Especially a business, but to go from 10 to 20, that's a big leap. That's a big jump.
Big leap, for sure. Yeah, I remember there was some guy that said, "Hey, you should definitely do this."
There was some guy.
I don't know who it was. I don't know. His name might be Robby or something.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's awesome. But no, it's amazing. I think that's important, and I think it's a good lesson for any business owner, whether you're a shop or whether you have an online space. Like sometimes you have those scary decisions where you're like, man, like I know I want to grow. I know the business is going to take off if I do that. But something is telling you, I don't know, maybe because you get comfortable, right? You're like, I feel good here, and then, but success isn't it's never in the comfort zone. It's always outside of your comfort zones where you're able to grow. 100%. And now you're like, I mean, it's like you've been here for years now. I mean, there's so much stuff here.
I know,
and it's amazing. I mean, I'm like a kid in the candy shop here with all this stuff. If you were to talk to someone, see someone comes in the shop here and they're like, Brad, man, this is amazing. I want to get to this point where I can build something like this, or maybe just someone in general who's thinking about starting their own business. Like, what would be your advice to somebody? Like, should they do it? Like, what do they look out for? Just what would be your main general advice for them?
I mean, if someone were to come in here and learn as much as they can from somebody that knows more than them, I guess, and use it as a mentor. I mean, that's what I would suggest. I wouldn't just say, wake up one day and you're gonna open up a shop like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have to have, to be honest with you, I did that for the Jeep way.
That's great.
But it was insanely hard. Plus I had side income where I didn't rely so much on that until it took over my normal income.
That's great. That's great advice. So there's so many people, I talk to a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, and they're working a 9-to-5 job, and they're like, Robby, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna do this full time. And I'm like, no, you're not. Don't do that. Start, make it a side hustle first, right? Get stuff going, get your feet wet, still have income coming in, right? And then you can take the leap of transition when you get to that point, right?
Exactly.
So I'm so glad you said that, because that's a mistake a lot of people make as entrepreneurs. They're like, oh man, I'm just gonna take the huge leap, which is cool, but at the same time, like, sometimes you're not ready for that big leap, right? Especially if you don't have a parachute.
I guess if you have like a huge savings account that you could fall back on, some people can pull that off.
Yeah.
But I would always start with something, and until that money, your money then took over that, then you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for anybody that's looking to start a business or start a shop or whatever it may be, like your advice is for them to actually work at a shop first, like to get mentorship.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to learn everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no one knows everything.
No.
I mean, owners of shop, you always have to have your guys that know more than you, pretty much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's how it becomes successable.
Yeah, I mean, this is great advice. This is like gold nuggets, man. I love what you're sharing here because this is awesome. Because again, like a lot of people are like, man, I can do this on my own, or I can figure it out. But you got to have a mentor. And that's one thing I tell people, no matter where you're starting from. Like ever since I've had an online business, since 2014, I've always had a coach or a mentor every year, every step of the way, because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah,
and it's like
exactly.
And a lot of times, like people want to go and do their own thing in the beginning, but you make so many more mistakes. It costs you so much more money, and it ends up taking more time. You know. Yeah. And so if you can actually learn from someone and be like, okay, I'm not going to make that mistake, or I'm not going to screw up that way. Okay, that's the best way to do it. Then you end up having longer term success, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Which is cool. And I love, and the third thing I love that you said there as well is getting guys that know more than you or even better than you, right? Because a lot of business owners, one of the things they do is they let their pride get in the way, and they're like, well, I don't want to hire anybody that's smarter than me. I don't want to hire anyone that's better than me.
That's all you should hire, yeah. That's all you should hire.
You should be finding these A players that you don't have to micromanage or babysit, and they're just rock stars, right? And so I think that you got to be like the sky, right? There's not just one star in the sky. There's gonna be multiple stars in the sky, and the same thing in your business too. Yeah, which is
like
awesome.
If you looked at my welding, and then you looked at my brother's, you know why he's the lead guy over there.
Gotcha. Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I can make metal stick together, but it's not going to be as pretty and strong as his. No.
Exactly. That's awesome. That's super cool. And then let's talk about customer acquisition. So. How do you like what's the process? If say someone comes in, a guy like me, which we are actually guys, we are building a pretty badass. Well, I say we, but they're doing the building. I'm just paying for it. But they're building an awesome power wagon for me right now. And so what's the process for somebody that's interested in they're seeing this video, they're gonna see the shop tour, which we're gonna do here, and some other footage we're gonna do. Like if someone's interested in getting a build, what's the process for that from start to finish?
I mean, it's what you did. You've seen a prior build and you said you want something similar. Similar, like 100% similar. Then we do that build. I mean, we give you the options to do whatever you want. And I try to put my expertise out there, and I don't want to do leaf springs and just that kind of thing. And then interior, they can choose the interior. I would like to have a word, because some people's taste is whatever, but
good, yeah.
It's their truck in the end of the day, so I just build it the way they want it, except the chassis. Okay, that's our way. But anything on the truck or the inside, you could do whatever you want.
Okay, awesome. Now, what's the time period? So, say someone says, you know what, man, I saw that custom Bronco you're building. I want one similar like that. What's the time frame from first deposit to they got it in their driveway?
Bronco or anything?
Let's say Bronco to begin with, yeah.
A Bronco's the fastest. Bronco and Blazers, we could build the fastest.
Okay. What's fast?
I mean, if you're talking everything going on at one time, or if we were just to focus on a Blazer or a Bronco, we'd be done in 30 days.
30 days?
100%.
That's insane.
Yeah. But with all the other stuff we have going on, we can't finish in 30 days until we find those 4 employees or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But, yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So you say probably at the most 3 to 6 month process, maybe?
Currently? There's longer ones.
Yep.
If you're coming in for a trophy truck style with all-wheel drive and stuff like that, that takes a long time.
Yeah.
And then we get that done. We outsource that because that's TIG chromoly. Yep. And I leave that to the professionals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For that side of things, which is
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. So, and I think that's also an amazing point too, because one of the things that separates you from other builders out there is, obviously I talk to a lot of builders and shops and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in doing this. Okay, cool. Well, it's going to be a 3-year process, and you're just like, Well, in 3 years, I might not even want it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge thing when it comes down to like, speed, right, of getting the customer in the door to then actually delivering on what you're giving them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so whether it's a Bronco, if you really put it out, you can do it in 30 days, you can do it in 3 to 6 months, depending on what the customer actually does and pays, right? So
yeah, because I have a lot of people that don't have a lot of money to build their dream truck, and I try to help them out to where they'll give us $5,000 here, $5,000 here. Mm-hmm. It's doable, but it's so hard and it takes a long time. But I mean, when you're getting little increments of money, you can only do so much on the truck at one time.
Oh, interesting.
So we do that for some people, but I do tell them that's going to be well over a year bill.
Yeah, interesting.
To keep the cost low.
Interesting. I love that. And that's also another differentiator I was going to say too, because there's a lot of businesses that they'll be like, nope, I need half up front now, and I need half like on the completion. And I think they're missing the boat on a lot of potential customers. People that are like, they'll get it done, they'll pay, but it's just going to take a little longer. So I think that's a huge advantage, and that's something I would recommend. Hey guys, this applies to everything. This applies to shops. This applies to online businesses. Same thing with our coaching programs, right? We have coaching programs that are 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. A lot of people can't spend that right away.
Yeah.
So we offer payment plans. We offer financing, right? And so in any business, guys, don't be afraid to break up payments if you have to, because you're going to get more business that way, right? And I'm sure there's been people that have like kind of pieced things together, and then down the line they do another bill with you, right? So because you're the only one that like took care of them, and they remember that, right?
Yeah.
So that's important, and so I think that's awesome. Now, as far as like future pacing, like what do you want to take Rock Bottom? Like what's your like big goal? If you were to snap your fingers, like, and like exactly where you want Rock Bottom to be, what would it look like?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's a really good question. I just want to build the best classic trucks out there.
Yep.
I think we do a great job on the Blazers, the Broncos, and the Power Wagons. Mm-hmm. There's more I could get into. Mm-hmm. But like, not to bring up like other companies, but
sure.
Fat Fender Garage, I don't want to compete with Jason.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
I mean, he's got that market cornered. So,
awesome.
I mean, I just stick to these three. I mean, we have different versions of Power Wagons we do, from the 50s to the 61 to 71s, but we just want to be the best at that market.
That's awesome.
And not just cater to one vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never wanted to be a builder of just one brand. Mm-hmm. And people say, why? You could perfect it. Well, we did perfect it on the Bronco and the Blazer and the Power Wagon.
Yeah.
So we don't have to sit there for just one.
Yeah.
And we have built, I mean, behind me is a G-Wagon with an LS swap, which nobody does.
No.
And I don't think anybody should. Because that was the process.
Yeah, I bet.
Using his same frame.
Wow.
We had to cut it, extend it, and
that's crazy.
It turned out good, but
yeah. Man, I love what you're saying here. This is going to be like really amazing stuff for people watching. So, you mentioned Jason from Fat Fender Garage, who's a good friend of ours, awesome guy. What's up, Jason? And Jason's got, when it comes to Fords, when it comes to stuff like that, he's got that market pretty dialed in with what he's doing. I mean, he's built systems, he's got the warehouse space, he's doing all those things, right? And I think that's cool, because you're like, you know what, like, I don't want to compete with him, nor do I need to compete with him, right? Because the market's so big, right? Yep. You got Ford guys, you got Dodge guys, you got other Chevy guys. Like, there's so much to go around, and I love that you just said, like, I'm not going to compete with that person. I'm going to still build awesome trucks, but I'm going to carve out my own niche. Yep. And I think that's awesome, right? So it's almost like and a lot of times in business, if you're able to niche down on things, you end up becoming more of a leading expert in that niche, and you end up making more money because of it, right? Because you're not like a specialist, you're not a generalist, you're a specialist, right? Yeah. It's like when you go to a doctor, right? If a doctor, they just a general practitioner, they're going to treat your bumps and bruises and cuts, and like they get paid a decent salary. But if you're a brain surgeon, you're only working on brains, right? They get paid a lot more. So I love the fact that you're doing this, because like you're specializing in these unique things that allows you to differentiate yourselves. You get people that are rabid fans of what you're doing, and you're able to charge more and have more success in your business. Yeah, which is amazing. Super cool. I love that. Now, and I think that's awesome. The fact that you want 5 to 10 years from now, you want to go ahead and just build the most classic things. Now, as far as, do you think it's important for an entrepreneur to be passionate about what they're doing?
I do. I mean, this business will get you.
Yeah.
And if you're not passionate about it, and you don't want to come in, it's not. Yeah, you have to.
You have to. Yeah.
I mean, I used to, like 20 years ago, I would say no.
Yeah.
But now, if I didn't have the passion to come in, I don't know where the shop would be.
Yeah, sure. And that's, you have to be passionate as an entrepreneur, right? You have to believe in what you do. And it's not easy, right? I mean, there's days, and I'm sure there's even times where, like, you know, in the morning you're like, freaking, this is amazing. I'm ready to, run through walls. And then 2 hours later, you're like, damn, this thing is over. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, right? That's just called being an entrepreneur, right? It's these ups and downs that you have, but but the fact that you have that drive and that consistency and that passion for what you're doing, no matter what, is gonna get you through the tough times and propel you into the better times, which is really important.
Yeah.
And so, and I know you're passionate because we literally text all the time about, I bug you all the time about car stuff and truck stuff, and you always get back and forth. Yeah. I'm always like, yo.
It's great though. It's great.
It's awesome. And so, and we've been doing some stuff together too, which is pretty cool. So, we've been working on a few things, and we got a couple of the Broncos back here actually.
Yeah.
And so, and if you don't mind, like, how has it been, like, just kind of collaborating with me on some stuff?
It's awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
I mean, you're easy to work with, for one.
Yeah.
You want to get updates a lot.
Yeah.
Which is perfect because it keeps you on that.
Yep.
It's more like motivating, to be honest with you.
Sure.
And you're like I think you're as passionate about these trucks as I am.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, that's great.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah. And what made you, like, because I know you had, a few months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, you had messaged me saying, hey, I want to partner on some stuff. Like, what was it that made you say, like, I want to do that with Robby?
I have no idea.
Just drinking too much?
No, I mean, like, I have a lot of customers.
Yep.
None of them are like truck enthusiasts like you are.
Yeah.
So that's probably the main reason.
Okay.
Because everyone else is just like a one-off truck, and then they'll have their, not to sound weird, but their Ferraris and their Tesla, but they only have their one classic truck.
Yep.
You do not have only one classic truck.
I don't. I don't.
So
I don't even have one garage with one classic. Yeah. No, for me, I love classic trucks because, I think for me, trucks are just a symbol of, like, hard work. Like, I remember, my dad was a high school principal, right? He was a principal at a Catholic school. But my grandfather owned an auto body shop and a gas station, and so he grew up around trucks. And I remember my dad, every single day when he'd go to work, he would get in his F-150 and he'd drive to work. And right, so in my mind as a kid, like, I symbolized work meant you got to get in a truck and go somewhere, right? And so for me, maybe it's, subconscious or whatever, but I love the trucks because it symbolizes hard work, and I love the classic type of stuff too because they don't make these like they used to, right? No. And just the personality and the character, and I think there's something, like, endearing about that too, because I think old trucks have, like, souls. I really feel like it's, like, if you look at a new F-150, you're like, it's a cool truck, but, like, you look at something like this, man, the stories behind them and it just reminds you of cool things,
I mean, it is just pretty much the cab.
It is swept line, yeah. It's just,
and everything else is like modern,
but still though, it's super cool.
You are not. How many people are going to be on the road with that?
No, not many.
Even a Bronco that are, like, super popular right now, I don't see them on a street.
No, I don't
ever.
Either. No, ever. No.
And they sell all the time.
All the time.
Blazers, same thing. You don't see them on the street ever. It's just weird. That's why I think there's growth in it.
Oh yeah.
Because there's going to get a time where that 25-year-old is going to turn 35 and he's going to say, I want a classic truck that my dad had.
Yep.
Or my grandpa had.
I agree.
And that's what you do.
Yeah, and it's funny because, when you first, start out when you're younger and, like, you start to, be successful in whatever business or entrepreneurial journey you're doing, like, you're like, oh, I want to get a Ferrari, or I want to get a Lamborghini. That's my goal, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where, I'm 40 now, and I'm like, I don't want that. I want a badass truck that I can drive everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that's cool about trucks too, and maybe you can agree or not agree, but I think there's the perception is so different, right? Like, I could be driving, if I was driving a Lamborghini or something, they'd be like, someone would come up to me, what a douchebag, right? What a loser, what an asshole, they don't even know me, right? But when I get up in a truck, which is basically a similar price, but I'm in a truck, people will come up to you, they're approachable, they're like, dude,
that's 100%,
my grandfather had one of those, like, and it was sitting in his, like, it's just the stories, and it makes you more approachable, and I think that's super cool, and I think that, being able to get something because you want to do it, not because other people think it's cool, is what it's all about too.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Awesome. Well, Brad, this has been amazing, man. You've been sharing some awesome stuff. I know you don't
appreciate it.
I know you don't like being on video, but man,
Nope.
this is great. And some of the stuff you shared, I think, is gonna be very valuable for people, whether you're starting, want to start in the auto industry, or if you just want to have a business. I think there's some really cool stuff here. So, anything you want to, kind of add or share, like while we wrap things up here?
Just pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody.
Yep. Just pursue your dreams. I
Yep.
love it. I love it. And make them a reality. That's
exactly.
awesome. And then Brad, last of all, like, if someone's like, man, I want to build an awesome Power Wagon or Bronco or Blazer or something else, where can they go to find you?
It's rockbottomoffroad.com.
Okay.
And don't get scared of the off-road thing, because I
Yeah.
get a lot of people that call me and say, I want you to build this for me, but I'm not going to off-road it. And I just throw it out there that if these trucks can go off-road, they could drive better on-road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's great. Yeah, so you guys heard it here first. So, Brad, thanks so much for doing this, man. I really
welcome. Thank
appreciate
you for coming.
Yeah, of course. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, comment down below, and we'll talk to you soon.